Welcome to Nadine's Arts House here on The Voice 17104. Nadine's Arts House is written and produced by Nadine Burroughs Jameson and husband Bill right here in 17104. Today at Nadine's Arts House, this is the weekend of Thanksgiving. Over 10,000 years ago, mankind learned to put seeds in the ground and cultivate the soil. It allowed us to live in larger groups and communities for our civilizations to birth and survive. And the understanding of cultivation, the relationships between man and nature and gods, well, it becomes immediately apparent. We know that all the forces of nature, sun, wind, and rain, must conspire, work as one for our survival. Indeed, for our salvation. Over 10,000 years ago, we gave thanks and we continue to do so today. But our Thanksgiving story, as we'll tell it, begins in Egypt, long before the pharaohs, in the time of King Scorpion.
My good King Scorpion, arise. The morning of all mornings has arrived. And you sleep. Arise, my good King Scorpion, arise.
My good queen, I lie here not asleep, but in consultation. I speak silently with the goddess men. I am thanking her before the day begins.
It is clear, good King, that you are in her good graces. It is the month now of Shimu.
Yes, my good queen. It is the month now of the harvest. Thank men and thank Isis.
Yes, our goddess Isis woke crises.
Cut.
Oh my.
Osiris. Thank you.
Osiris.
You can't do that to that god. We won't get rain for weeks now.
Osiris.
Typo. Oh, sorry. I just coughed. I didn't mean that. It may have been a typo.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah. Right.
So we got from the beginning of that?
Can you come, you can go in there with yes or
Yeah.
yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the background gonna have to.
Oh, the background match. But if that's where you went under, so you won't be hearing. Let's hear it.
Oh, do you say "Have my good king"?
Where I say, and thank Isis. Here not asleep, but in counsel. I speak silently with the God. I am thanking
It is clear,
her before the day begins.
good King.
And thank Isis.
Yes.
Right.
That's easy to match.
Sure. Give it a shot.
My good
Wait,
King
wait.
Scorpion,
Yeah.
I'm still listening.
arise.
Huh?
I'm still listening.
The morning of all
Yeah.
mornings
Wait.
has arrived.
Wait.
I'm not
Oh.
saying nothing.
Oh.
That's not me. Arise, my good.
Wait a minute, go ahead. Good silently with the I'm thanking her begins. Men and thank Isis.
I think that's how. I think we should play that soundbite on Reach Out. No, hold on, this one.
And thank ISIS. And thank ISIS.
Yes. I realize, it's different things.
And thank ISIS.
It's like a blackmail right there. Let's see.
Osiris. 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 Osiris.
Osiris.
Okay. But not.
No.
It was right about there. Wasn't it?
Yeah. That was that long note there.
So it's easy enough.
Yeah.
We just started right after that.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes, our goddess Isis woke Osiris in time to bring the earth back to life after Seth had taken all the earth, leaving to that dark period of death.
I am up and bathed, my good queen.
Sit and eat before you get started, my king. I know that today, once you get started, others will feast, and you will see to the festival and hardly touch a morsel.
I will sit with you, and I will eat. But I must put in my mind the words I will say to my people before the festival begins.
You must tell them that you are favored by the goddess Mem, that once again your appeasement to her has brought us in a strong grain harvest.
And Isis, with Osiris lay dead, slain by the wicked Seth, the grain too lay dead, and Isis brought life back to the earth.
But it was men who brought life back to the dead grain and caused it to sprout. If you, dear king, had not appeased her, it would not have been nearly so strong a harvest of our grains.
Once again, thankfully, our people who occupy the land of the fertile Nile River shall be referred to as the breadbasket. My fellow Egyptians, we gather now on the first day of Shimu to give thanks. The goddess Min has once again blessed us with abundance. We have a secure harvest. We have a secure future. There is no assurance like the good and wonderful harvest of grain. Thank men. Thank men. This is our period of thanksgiving. I foresee a great time ahead for the nation of Egypt. I foresee a land of fertile time for 3,000 years. A land they will call a land of pharaohs greater than kings, because we feed ourselves well. Eat well today. Drink and dance. Tomorrow, take another day of celebration and rest. Then we must return to our fields and plant the vegetables and the fruit. And months from now, we will meet again. We will give thanks to other gods for other harvests. Continual blessings make for continual thanksgiving.
My husband, awaken. You do not want to miss this day. My husband, awaken. It is the mid-autumn time for the moon festival. Today, we celebrate the harvest.
My good wife, I am awakened. I could not sleep on such a day. I lie here thinking of the Tang dynasty when the moon gazing began.
600 years ago, my husband. Not long before, the moon virgin had met her husband, the sun, and he awakened life in her.
Yes, yes, yes. The unplowed moon proved to be very fertile, proven by all those babies, stars. Moon gazing became popular during the Song dynasty, and here we are today, the Yuan dynasty, the year almost 1300. On that calendar, those others use.
Those others do not make mooncakes, our special celebration of the coming harvest. Get up, my husband, and come out to the kitchen. I have already started making my mooncakes.
My good wife, it smells so good in here. I know all my relatives will be pleased. They love your mooncakes so.
I will shape them round as we see the moon, but the designs I make on them will not be craters. They will be symbols of family love as I myself see them. I will share my love with all the family when we gather to pay our thanks.
I know that others and cultures not as ancient as our own do not understand why we give thanks for the coming harvest and not the strong one we just had.
It is never a bad thing to thank the gods in advance, good husband.
Nor, nor our humility this time of the year. We shout a general thanks to the gods for all. 8 months into our lunar calendar, on a day bright full moon night.
That we shall have babies, that we shall have comfort, that we shall have, above all else, each other. And for the blessings of grains, I shall make 13 mooncakes this year and pile them up as if a pogota.
One for each month of the year.
And I shall put notes inside each one.
Reminding them of the Mongols. We were overrun by the Mongols. When that happened, we passed notes and information by baking them into mooncakes. Mooncakes. Mooncakes, it could be said, made us free.
And we gather our families and annually call this a day of Thanksgiving.
I will cut our mooncakes and distribute them each to each member of the family, indicating our unity forever.
A beautiful way of Thanksgiving. Autumn time.
I am awakened. I could not sleep on such a day. I lie here thinking when the moon gazing began.
My husband. Yes, our goddess Isis.
Thank men and thank ISIS. And thank ISIS. ISIS.
Yes.
And thank ISIS.
Yes. Our goddess Iris in time after Seth had taken all the earth into that dark period.
I am up, my good queen.
Sit and eat
I will sit.
that
My fellow Egyptians, bless us with abundance. Thank men a fertile time. Well today. Meet again.
To the engineer, it's 4.
5. Okay, 5. Oh my goodness, wait a
Okay.
minute.
Is it?
Well, you gotta do a crossfade.
Oh, that's not 5. We're good close.
Okay, wait a minute. All right, I'm lost.
Page 5, Nadine. My husband awakened.
We're gonna do all that.
Yes.
Okay. Oh no
You're
wonder.
lucky. You get a chance
I know,
to
but
say
I'm
good
saying I got 2 page 5s. What the heck?
You got 2 page 5s.
Okay.
It just starts with my husband awakened.
Okay.
What's this other page 5?
I don't know.
Let me see it. Something is wrong here. We don't want to.
Maybe
go
it
down
should be
the-
6 instead of.
Well, let's
yeah,
find
it,
out,
it should be.
because-
It should be 6. That's why I
Okay.
see 7.
Okay, because I mean, we don't want to get down there and find out we're on 5. Put that behind 5.
5.
Then the other 5. Did I do that on all of them?
I don't know.
Ours is stapled, so it doesn't matter.
My husband awakened.
Yeah, sure did.
Okay, so we going. 5. Just check it out. 5, 6, 7. Let's just put there 8. Okay. My husband awakened. 5. And at the top of 6 is kitchen. Right?
What?
Look at 6. At the top of 6 is kitchen.
Yes.
All right.
Ready?
Okay. Ready, Bill?
Yeah.
My husband awakened. You do not want to miss this day. My husband awakened. It is the mid-autumn time for the moon festival. Today, we celebrate the harvest.
My good wife, I am awakened. I could not sleep on such a day. I lay here thinking of the Tang dynasty when the moon gazing began.
600 years ago, my husband, not long before, the moon virgin had met her husband, the sun, and he awakened life in her.
Yes, yes. The unplowed moon proved to be very fertile, proven by all those babies, stars. Moon gazing became popular during the Song Dynasty, and here we are today in the Yuan Dynasty, the year almost 1300 on that calendar those others use.
Those others do not make mooncakes, our special celebration of the coming harvest. Get up, my husband, and come out to the kitchen. I have already started making my mooncakes.
My good wife, it smells so good in here. I know all my relatives will be pleased. They love you. They love your mooncakes so.
I will shape them round as we see the moon. But the designs I make on them will not be craters. They will be symbols of family love as I myself see them. I will share my love with all the family when we gather to pay our thanks.
I know that others in cultures not as ancient as our own do not understand why we give thanks for the coming harvest and not for the strong one we just had.
It is never a bad thing to thank the gods in advance, good husband.
Nor our humility this time of the year. We shout a general thanks to the gods for all. 8 months into our lunar calendar, on a day bright, I would say, on a day bright, full moon night.
That we shall have babies, that we shall have comfort, that we shall, above all else, have each other. And for the blessings of grains, I shall make 13 mooncakes this year and pile them up as if a pogado.
One for each month of the year.
And I shall put notes inside each one,
reminding them of the Mongols. When we were overrun by the Mongols, we passed notes and information by baking them into the mooncakes. Mooncakes, it could be said, made us free.
And we gather our families and annually call this a day of Thanksgiving.
And I will cut your mooncakes and distribute them to each member of the family, indicating our unity forever.
A beautiful way of Thanksgiving. Wake up, my husband. Get up. The gods will be coming for their yams. Get up, my husband. Don't lay there like a lazy man. The gods will think poorly of you.
My woman, my good wife, oh, I do not sleep. I lay here dreaming while awake. My mind knows the day we, like our people, ended our long trek in this place we now call Ghana.
My husband talks of a time of great hunger. Many of our people died on that trek for lack of food. But That was then, my husband. Today we celebrate Homowo.
Yes, my dear. Homo. Today, the day we hoot at hunger.
We laugh at hunger. We mock it.
Because today is the day we harvest the yams. And the gods have given us a good yam year, my sweet.
We will distribute the yams first to our ancestors and to the gods. Then we all share.
And when I speak to my people as a coming elder, I will speak of that today.
What will you say to them, dear husband?
Oh, sweet wife, I will remind them of our people's long migration and of the famine we faced along the way. I will remind them that the times, they were difficult, and the trail was long and treacherous. But the God remained a people. The God overcame the famine and the hardship because we were a people, and we stayed together and supported each other. One held each one up, and here together we put yams in the ground.
And here, my husband, the ground became fields, and the fields nourished the people.
Yes, my wife. That is what I will remind them of. And because we are together, the yam is only the first of our crops.
My husband, we must never forget the sacredness of this day. The gods pointed us to the mainstay crop of the yams, allowing us the time until this day.
And with the abundance of this harvest secure, we are secure for time to come.
Homowo, I say, we hoot at hunger. We thank you, God, that we may for this time hoot at hunger.
Thanksgiving for the God people of Ghana.
Geiri, Reiki. Sleipnir. Gungir.
Ariel, my wonderful husband, wake up. You lay there sleeping when the day of my bone is upon us. Wake up, my Ariel, and give thanks.
Quiet, my wife warrior AP. Your husband is but contemplating the time significance of this day. This day, when the time of the day and the time of the night are both equal.
It is the autumn equinox. The aging goddess will pass from mother to crone. The world will soon go dark and cold.
Let it may come, the Druids say. Let it may come. The spring celebration of Laxnasa. The beginning of the harvest season. was attended by the goddesses and the gods. Such is the abundance of the grain we have stored.
Then we must, my husband, join the others in the celebration giving thanks.
Thanksgiving. We Celtic pagans, we Anglo-Saxon people celebrate each harvest. This one especially of our grains.
But of our fruit, but of our berries. But husband, is not bread the staff of life?
Then we must share it with the green man, the god of the forest.
And let us give our thanks and show our respect for the fading sunlight.
For it served us well.
Give plenty of life to our grain fields, and will return again in the spring.
That is the faith of spirit. That is the Thanksgiving. Do you have on yours that we fade here to the Battle Hymn of the Republic?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I still got the wrong page here.
No.
Oh, I see what I did. I got 2 page 12s. Okay.
Was that not the version of that song you had in mind?
Oh, that's nobody's at the Army?
No, the other one, the one before it.
Oh, no. You know what? I couldn't hear this. The drums was going, and the drums was going, and I couldn't hear the change between the Celtic drum and the
Yeah. Okay.
African drum. So when you're ready, just go to Battle Hymn of the Republic, and then you'll come. Okay, because I still got the wrong page here.
You have it in about 20 minutes?
I have it at 2042.
Okay, I have a little less.
A little less? Okay. That is, I had to make a couple of guesses. Those pilgrims who came to America had celebrated the harvest as had many Christians in old Europe. But the Wampanoag tribe of Native Americans who sat down with them in 1621,
those Wampanoag Indians had a centuries-old tradition of celebrating their harvest. They thanked a god named Kilitan, and they did so several times a year as each of their crops ripened.
if that is indeed the case, and it is, who can say who sat down to whose celebration in 1621, the date we call the first Thanksgiving?
The first Thanksgiving that was a national holiday in this country was actually in 1863. Sarah Joseph Hale, an author, had written presidents for 40 years pleading that a day of Thanksgiving be set aside. Sarah Joseph Hale was born in New Hampshire in 1788. She and her siblings were schooled at home. In her autobiographical foreword, in the Ladies' Wreath of 1837, she noted that I owe my early predilection for literary pursuits to the teaching and example of my mother. In 1828, Sarah took on the editorship of the Ladies' Magazine of Boston, the first magazine edited for women by a woman. The magazine featured essays, moral fictions, and colored fashion plates. Sarah's long crusade was twofold.
She wanted every governor of every state or territory to proclaim a Thanksgiving Day, and she wanted that day to be uniform throughout America. Then, as she proclaimed in 1851, there would be two great American national festivals, Independence Day on the 4th of July and Thanksgiving Day on the last Thursday in November. In 1863, the height of the Civil War, President Lincoln thought maybe a national holiday as such would bring the nation together.
Right. On September 28, 1863, Sarah Joseph Hale had written to President Abraham Lincoln. The letter is preserved in the papers of Abraham Lincoln at the Library of Congress. In it she wrote, "As the President of the United States has the power of appointments for the District of Columbia and the territories, also for the Army and Navy and all American citizens abroad who claim protection from the U.S. flag, could he not, with right as well as duty, issue his proclamation for a day of national thanksgiving for all the above classes of persons?"
She explained her choice of the last Thursday in November in this way. The last Thursday in November has these advantages. Harvests for all kinds are gathered in. Summer travelers have returned from their homes. The diseases that summer and early autumn often afflict some portions of our country are sedated. And would it not be fitting, she wrote, and patriotic for him to appeal to the governors of all the states, inviting and commending these to unite in issuing proclamations for the last Thursday in November as the day of Thanksgiving for the people of each state. Thus, the Great Union Festival of America would be established.
Well, it didn't bring the nation together as President Lincoln had hoped, but since that day we have a day set aside to give thanks. And since that time our own narrative paints us a false notion of Thanksgiving's origin. It goes way back. This is Nadine Burroughs Jameson. Good day from Nadine's Arts House.
O God, thy arm was here, and not to us, but to thy arm alone ascribe we all. Take it, God, for it is none but thine.
Today, I had the pleasure on Nadine's Arts House to join with wife Nadine and tell you a little about the origin of Thanksgiving. You know, when we look at these things, the real stories are better than the shortened narratives we create to mold our own nation. Thanksgiving goes beyond nations and beyond times and cultures. It is a basic response to understanding the true nature of our nature in nature and giving thanks to God. If you are interested in Nadine's Arts House materials, give us a call at 717-379-8299. If your church or group needs consultation with staging a play, producing a video, give us a call at 717-379-8299 or write to us here at The Voice, 17104, 1508 Dairy Street, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, 17104.
This has been a presentation of Nadine's Arts House. Nadine's Arts House is written and produced right here in the 17104 by Nadine and Bill Jameson. Stay tuned next week for an all-new episode of the Arts House, original and on the air.
The husband is but
the two generations.
Honestly, if you guys, young.
What's that?
As Pastor will close us out.
Sure. Dear God, all that you in our gathering, we just thank you. Just ask you to touch the hearts and encourage them and ministry into this.
Yes, God.
Bless your people, this community, our charge men, and I just ask you that you would bless even brothers, you would bless them and bless us.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Amen.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. God bless you. In worship.
Good morning. God bless you.